Good morning, welcome to Morning Maths, day 24. You just need pencil and paper. Copy me if you need to, go faster than me if you can. Year 3 level, question 1. 30 plus a mystery equals 38. 30 plus something equals 38. You can hear it a lot when you say it. If I put the units in tens on, the answer has 3 tens and 8 units. In the question here, we've got 3 tens and no units. So we just need the 8 units, which means in the missing box goes an 8. There's a picture of 38. 30 is the 3 tens and 8 is the 8 units. You can see the 8 units is a little bit smaller than 110. Not quite as tall as 110, is it? Tens are more powerful than units. They're bigger than units. Let's go on to question 2. Make sure you're keeping up with the copying. I'll give you a chance to catch up while I get rid of these for a minute. And we'll go on to question 2. 247 plus 5. There's different ways of doing this. 247 plus 5. So you can do it by counting on your fingers. So what I do is I put my fists out and say 247, and then each time I put up a finger I'll count onwards until I've counted 5 fingers. So I'll put my fists up and say 247, then I'll put a finger up and say 248, 249, 250, 251, 252. Those are my fingers, by the way, because I can't show them on the screen. I just had to draw them. They're blue. So the answer was 252. I went 247, not just on my fists, 248, 249, 250, 251, 252. So I got 252. Or you could use a column method. This is a different way of doing it. The column method, which you've been learning in year 3, I think. You've done that by now. 7 plus 5. 7 plus 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 12. So you put a big 2, carry a 1. Make sure it says 12, not 21. 4 plus 1 is 5 and 2. So we definitely have proved it's 252. So that's our answer, 252. And we'll move on to question 3, which is minus. Minus we can do on a number line. The minus questions are still quite small. They'll only get bigger once you get to your minus topic in maths, which is soon, I think, but not yet, probably, depending how well you're getting on. So 10 minus 3 we've got to do for question 3. So we'll go to 10 on one of my number lines. Doesn't matter which one. Take away 3. Take away 1, 2, 3, and we get to 7. 10 take away 3 equals 7. Let's go to question 4. 5 times 9. I hope you're keeping up. I hope you're getting better at keeping up, some of you. I'll just be slow with this one so you can catch up. 5 times 9 is when you've got 5 somethings, like 5 pencils, but you haven't just got those 5 pencils. You've got 5 pencils 9 times, 9 lots of 5. So I can sing my 5 times table 9 times, up to 9 fingers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. It is 45. We haven't just got 5, we've got 5 9 times. That's a lot of times. That's why it's a big number compared to 5, 45. And let's go on to question 5. This is division, otherwise known as sharing. I'm going to need some space to share out the apples. 16. Have I got 16 apples? Have you already counted to check? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah. 16 divided by 4 is 16 shared between 4. I'm going to make 4 bags of apples. So I'm going to split the 16 apples into 4 bags. Let's do it. 1 in there, 1 in there. So we're sharing it out fairly. See how fair it is? Every bag has 1 apple in. Share it out again. I know lots of you will already know the answer. But this is what division really, really is. Sharing things out equally and fairly. 3 apples in each bag. I think we'll get 1 more apple in each bag. You know the answer, don't you? How many apples are in each bag? Because that's the answer. 16 divided by 4 How many each bag? It is 4, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4 apples in each bag. Because 16 divided by 4 equals 4. We could say 16 shared between 4 equals 4. We could say 16 split between 4 equals 4. And there's other words as well, which we'll learn later. So that's the year 3 level stuff done. Let's move on to year 4 level. Oh, there's a lot of apples on the screen. Let's just eat them all at once. And we go to question 6. 500 plus 20 plus a mystery equals 528. That's a lot to write. A lot to write out. 500 plus 20 plus a mystery, which is probably the units, isn't it? It's a small mystery box. All that equals 528. Well, if we look at the number 528, what have we got in the question? We got the 500. That's that. We got the 20, the 2 tens, isn't it? 20 is 2 tens. There's the 2 tens, 2t, 2 tens. We just haven't got the 8 units because that's what's missing. So in there is 8, the 8 units. So this is a place value question, slightly different to ones we've been doing, but in the missing box goes 8. And we're on question 7. 253 more than 143. 253 more than 143. More than means plus. More means plus. More than means plus. There is a trick. How many more? That actually means minus. But more and more than mean plus. So it doesn't matter which number you have on the top. There's no carrying in this because 3 plus 3 is just 6. 5 plus 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 4 is 9. 2 plus 1, I could do it on here if I wanted, but it's 3 anyway, isn't it? 396. That was quite easy because there was no carrying. Let's go on to question 8. Catch up if you're a little bit behind. We'll be on question 8, which is always minus at the moment. Not forever, but for now. 834 take away 582. 834 take away 582. That's right. Biggest number has to go on the top in minus. So make sure it always is. Sometimes when things are not working out, it's because you haven't got the biggest number on the top. 4 take away 2, that's just 2. 3 take away 8, we can't do. So 3 will need some help from this 8. The 8 goes down to a 7, and 1 can come over here. 13 take away 8 is 5. 7 take away 5 is 2. Minus makes things smaller, that's why 834 has got smaller. And we took something away from it. Next is question 9. I'll do that at the top. 132 lots of 5. Do you know what sign that is? Lots of means times. 132 lots of 5. That is a lot of lots of 5. 132 multiplied by 5. So 5 times 2. I'm doing standard method here, aren't I? I keep doing this in year 4. You'd rather I did grid method first. I'll come back to that standard method in a minute then. I'll do the grid method first. Because I do all the year groups, sometimes I just forget what method you're on at which time. But year 4, I know you learned the grid method in year 3. And so you'll be continuing this in year 4 for some of the time. This is the grid method, isn't it? 132 times 5. This is the grid method, and the purple one at the top is a standard column method. But I'll do both. If you understand one of them, you're doing okay, aren't you? So 5 times 100. 5 times 1, let's do these in red. 5 times 1 is 5. Place 2 zeros. So 500 in there. 5 times 3 is 15. Place 1 0. 5 times 2 is 10. We'll have to add up those 3 answers to get our final answer. Which sometimes is easy, and sometimes you might need the column method. I'll do the column method of addition to add up my 3 answers to get my one final answer. 0, 0, 0, well that's easy. 0 plus 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 1 is 6. So I think the answer is 660. I'll use the standard method up the top and see if I get 660. 5 times 2 is 10. That 10 is what was here on the grid method. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. That's 160, that's 160. Because we've added on that 10, so that was the 150 plus the 10 from that method. So you're doing the adding up as you go along with the standard method. That's why you don't have to do this at the end. And finally, 5 times 1, which is really 100. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. This is 6 because it's in the hundreds column, is 600. And we said we have 660 now, which is all of these three added up from this method. And the answer is 660. So, at the moment, you're probably continuing with this grid method, aren't you, in year 4? This is one hopefully you know from year 3, or if not, you're practicing in year 4. This one you'll move on to later in year 4. Some of you will be doing both, I'm sure. Let's go to question 10. Bus stop for division. 528 divided by 4. 528 divided by 4. How many 4s in 5? 4 is just 1. But I said 4, that's really 5, so remainder 1. How many 4s in 12? 4, 8, 12. I counted on my fingers. 4, 8, 12, and it was 3. 3 fingers. How many 4s in 8? 4, 8 is 2. I counted up to 2 fingers, so 132 is our answer to number 10. Let's go to the year 5 level questions. Value of 6 in 3.06. 3.06. I always do the units first because they come before the decimal point. Units. Then we have tenths, but what we need is this column, the 6, and it's in the hundredths column. So our answer is 6 hundredths. They're small, aren't they, hundredths? They're very small. It's like smashing something into 100 equal pieces, and you've only got 6 of those little tiny pieces. So hundredths are very small. As a fraction, 6 is in the hundredths column, so 6 hundredths as a fraction. And hopefully you know the decimal before I even tell you, because then you'll be very good at converting fractions to decimals. The decimal, we change everything to 0 except for the 6. And don't forget the decimal point, which just lines up. So it's 0.06 as a decimal. So there's lots of things you're learning here about place value, and you're also learning which fractions, 6 hundredths, are the same as which decimals, 0.06. We have 3 ways of showing that answer. They're all worth the same, they just look different. Question 12. Add. That's nice. Easy word. Let's add all these 9s. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus. It's just 3, so they line up down the right. No decimals to worry about here, which means you line up down the right if there's no decimals. If there are decimals, you line up the decimal point instead, don't you? So 9 plus 9 is 18. I'm going to say that a few times. 9 plus 9 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. 9 plus 9 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10,998. If that was 10,000, it would be 10,999, but we have to take away 1 and we get 10,998. That's a nice little check to know that's right. We have a similar question for question 13. Maybe I can fit this on as well. It's minus though. 8,888 take away 999. If I took away 1,000, it would be 7,888. I took away 1 less than that, so I think it's 7,889. Let's see what the column method says. That's a 7. That's 18. Take away 9 is 9. 7 take away 9, can't do. The mouse is missing at the moment. 7, bring the 1 over. 17 take away 9 is 8. 7 take away 9, we still can't do. Lots of borrowing here. Take it. That's 17, take away 9. So it's a bit messy. 17 take away 9 is 8 and 7. 7,889. That's what my prediction was when I did it in my head. Good. Let's go to question 14. Let's do that at the top in case you're still copying. Question 13. Question 14. Times. Standard method in year 5, probably. Some of you might like the grid method still. Times 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 7. 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15, 18, 21. It's 21. That's a big one. 3 times 9 is 27. Plus 2 is 29. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. Times makes things bigger. That's why that's got so much bigger than it was at the start, which was 5,972. When you multiply by 3, the answer is much bigger than what you started with. Let's go to question 15. The division, I find, is always quicker. Once you get used to it, it's always quicker than the multiplication. 30.64. Decimal bus stop is fine. You just line up the decimal point. How many 4s go in here? How many 4s in 3? 0, because 4 is bigger than 3. Carry the 3. How many 4s in 30? Sing your 4s, but don't go past 30. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and 28. I've counted up to 7 fingers. I got to 28, but that's 30. So I go 29, 30. Count up 2 more to get the remainder. How many 4s in 26? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. 6 took me up to 24, but that's 26. So 25, 26. Remainder 2 again. And now this will finally work. How many 4s in 24? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. It is 6. And our answer is 7.66. Make sure you have the decimal point, because 7.66 is a lot different to 766. So we're done with year 5 level. Let's go to year 6 level. Whoever's still going. Question 16. Value of 1 in 0.017. Units before the decimal point. Tenths and hundredths is the column we need. Next column is thousandths, but we need this hundredth column. So the answer is 1/100th. That's all it is, 1/100th. 1/100th. As a fraction, 1 over 100. As a decimal, 0.01 is the bit we're looking at. 0.01, which is 1/100th. It's the same value as 1/100th. Let's go on to question 17. Now we have decimals for this addition, so we must line up the decimal point. You don't line it up down the right anymore if there's decimals. You line up the decimal point. Don't forget your decimal point in the answer. So we've got to fit in here 46.74. So it has to go here, 46.74. We'll do the add-in. This one is just 4. Some people like to put a 0 there. Looks like a raindrop a bit. 5 plus 7 is 12. 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13. 9 plus 4 is 13 plus 1 is 14. 8 plus 1 is 9. Make sure you have the decimal point, 943.24. Just check my workings. I think that's okay. Question 18. This could be a history date, couldn't it? The year 2021. Take away the year 1666. That's when the Great Fire of London happened, in case you didn't know. 1666, the Great Fire of London. If it was the year 2021, how many years ago was the Great Fire of London? Let's see. 1 take away 6 we can't do. Get some help. 11 take away 6 is 5. 1 take away 6 we can't do. Get some help from over here. That's a 10, then that's a 9. 11 take away 6 is 5. 9 take away 6 is 3. 1 take away 1 is 0. 355 years before 2021 is 1666. Question 19. It might not be 2021 yet, or maybe it's past 2021. Depends when you're doing this video. 5,432 times 4. Standard method, 4 times 2, 8. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 4, 16, plus 1, 17. 4 times 5, 20, plus 1, 21. 21,728. And we'll finish with division. You might notice I go faster when we get to year 6. Because they can keep up much better, and anyone who gets to this work can probably keep up much easier. 5 into 3 is 0, carried a 3. 5 into 36 is 6, carried a 2. Don't forget that decimal point. 5 into 27, 5, carried a 2. 5 into 25, 5. 5 into 5, 1. 6.511. 6.511. And we're all done. Let's check the answers. 6.5. Did I do that? Yeah, 6.551. 6.551 and all the others. Bye.